Hey, so this is a second review of a series of five where I binged five movies in a row. So I'm going to be working off of that memory. I watched this movie 2 days ago, just like the last review. So sorry if my memory's a little bit spotty when I'm trying to recall what I like, don't like, whatever. So these will be the moments that really stuck out. So these ones are probably going to be shorter than usual. So apologies about that. However, these are the new movie reviews of the movies I binged. So after I watched Spies in Disguise, refresher course, I gave that one a 7. We put in Gemini Man. And that movie, that was a movie. It movied a lot. It was a movie. Okay, so let's go into that. Let's dissect how it was a movie. So it had a runtime that was of a movie. It was like over an hour, and that had actors in it. And then it went to theaters and got released on DVD and Blu-ray and 4K and like digitally. So it's a movie. Alright, but in all seriousness, I found there was like B movie appeal to this movie. Oh, and speaking of B movie, I can't wait for when we get to the Color Out of Space review, but that's for another time. Uh, but that's one of the later ones. But anyways, back to Gemini Man. It kind of had so bad it's good appeal to it to me, but the action was actually pretty good. Notably, the Mary Elizabeth Winstead action sequence and the scene where Will Smith first spots himself, and that action scene goes on for a really long time, and it's just so good. The cinematography was pretty cool in that scene, like especially where the camera's like behind the bike, and it just looks so fluid. I think that's the scene that Ainley was like, "We're gonna go in like the highest frame rate. You think games have super high frame rates, 60 FPS? Well, wait until you get a load of my new movie. You thought Billy Lynn's long halftime walk had a high frame rate? Get a load of Gemini Man." But then none of the movie requirement setups were correct, so it just looks like a normal movie. And then he was like, "Oh no." And then, yeah, my movie setup was just that of a normal movie, so it just looked like every other movie ever. So I didn't quite get the full experience, so know that I don't have the best setup in the world. So I didn't get the full 120 frames per second, however many frames per second experience that Ainley was talking about. I would have loved that because I really want to see how fluid that looks. And I think it would be dope because the action was pretty cool. And I legit think that would make a better movie, just seeing how fluid the action looks, like it's in real time. Like, that actually sounds pretty cool. And then especially with there being, like, two Will Smiths, I think it would be trippy. So, like, I want to see that version of the movie, but I don't have the setup or the money to do that. So it's like, guess this will have to sell for it. The story wasn't good, and neither was the writing or the dialogue, but it was like, it wasn't distractingly, well, I mean, I guess it kind of was distractingly bad, but didn't take away from the experience. In fact, the crappiness of the film heightens it to a euphoric level that's like amazing. Cause like the dialogue and like the writing is just so bad. The B scene I got spoiled for me. Still hilarious. Just Will Smith just like on the ground convulsing, and they're like, "What did you do? What did you shoot him with? With like an arrow?" And it's like, an arrow? Who shoots anyone with like an arrow? why did you shoot him? You shot him with an arrow. How did you shoot him with like a poisoned dart arrow? You shot him with a poisoned dart arrow. What was in the poisoned dart arrow? I'm guessing it wasn't poison because he looks like he's having a seizure. And Will Smith's like, oh, yo. And then other Will Smith who shot first Will Smith is like, bees. I put bees in the arrow, like bee nectar, like like the things inside the bees that we're both allergic to. You can't call me a virgin anymore. It's so bad. I love it. It's so bad. I'm sorry. Also, the movie really wanted to be R, you could tell. So the violence is more bloody than usual, and it's more profane than usual. And I mean, that kind of heightens the entertainment value of the action sequences and everything. So that was another thing I liked about it. It's a very entertaining movie, it's just not a very good movie. So if you're ready to turn off your brain and just enjoy like the stupidest freaking movie, I swear. It's just so bad. I love it. I love how bad it is. I mean, I don't know if I'll ever watch it again, but like I mean, you might want to watch it actually. Like I kind of have to recommend it a little bit at least. Like at least a little bit. Like there's some moments where it's kind of cool, and then some moments where it's just so bad that you're like, oh my gosh, I need to show someone how bad the scene is. It's kind of amazing. It's kind of the best thing ever. It's just this scene alone is such a 0 out of 10 that became a 10. It's amazing. Oh my gosh. All right, I need to stop talking about gemInI, man. Uh oh man. Yeah, I get the thing with the eyes, but it makes it like, how do you pronounce that? gemInI man? The Bye Bye Man. gemInI man? I don't know. Yeah. I gave gemInI Man a 7 point. It's kind of like between a 7.25 and a 7.5 out of 10. Entertainment value, I'm saying, like if we're talking about quality of film, like I have entertainment value be a huge part of it. But I think like don't get me wrong, quality is a huge part of it, but like I think the entertainment value puts it up a couple spots. I think I gave it like a 7.25, like I think. I was between 7.25 and 7.5 on that one. Probably picked 7.25. I could even go in between and say 7.38 if I really wanted to. So we could, like, go with that. So yeah, I think... So that covers day 1 of noise. Now let's move on to day 2.